So excited to welcome everyone back to a highly rated and highly weighted and anticipated for show. This is Unscripted, where we bring individuals battling PD and caregivers together for Parkinson's disease awareness, but really I feel worldwide, as my co-host will agree, that it's such a beautiful honor and pleasure to see everyone again, even though we kind of talk 24/7 the whole year. It just, for me, it touches my heart, especially for the holidays when miss my mother the most, to know that I have the support and open arms from the three of you and this whole incredible community. But I want to welcome Mark back from Mark in the Park and beautiful podcast I personally love. Melissa's here back from some tough days, but she's always smiling, which makes me keep pushing forward. And of course, my sister, second sister in this advocacy, Esther. It's really such a, can't say words enough to thank you all for joining me back to bring the show back to the world, and especially again for the holidays.
Thanks for having us, George. This is
take it.
It's always good to be together.
Absolutely.
Well, one thing I love about Unscripted is we have no script, so let's go. I guess the best way to start it off, for me at least, I only had two questions, but as everyone knows, these two could really take several hours. We won't keep everyone that long, but how's everyone doing? Since the last time we met, what have you been up to? And that's really, I think, a good place, I hope, to start. So I'll just throw it out to anyone who wants to jump in. Don't all jump at once.
Well, I think Melissa should go first because she's had a lot of stuff going on that I think is interesting.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep. I had DBS surgery in January and had my DBS activated in February. Went through a short period of time where I actually felt worse for a while from my DBS because I got GPI and not STN, which is less common because of my eating issues. And figured that out. And realized somewhere around, we moved in September back to Pennsylvania. Realized somewhere around October that I didn't even feel like I had Parkinson's at some point. Like I was just everything. I got the adaptive DBS turned on, which has been wonderful for me. And and then I hurt my back because I fell at that get together in the beginning of October, and I tripped on an uneven sidewalk. Both got caught both feet and went straight down, like face first, and that was it. It exacerbated, and already, like, I was a runner for a long time, so like my joints they're just gone, including my spine. So it just exacerbated like a 50-year-old body's like degeneration, and ended up impinging on a nerve, and I've not walked for the last 2 months. So now I'm walking, and I had some surgery on my spine. I had a brilliant surgeon that I just happened to be lucky enough to get, and she basically told me that she wouldn't have offered the surgery if she didn't think it was going to help me. And the day after the surgery, I had no more pain. I had no more walking issues. I could move my legs. Had things cleared up. So here we are again, recuperating from surgery. And 2026 is going to be my year because I'm not accepting less.
Good for you. Good for you.
I took my turns. That's it. Like all the karmic bullshit is gone. Like I'm done. I'm out. But I'm very, very grateful that I had the opportunities that I did, and everything kind of just fell into place because, like, everywhere you go, if you're open to good things, then good things are coming your way, as my kids would say. So
thanks for sharing, and we're always happy to see you smiling. Of course, I always am. And I was going to ask for the name of your back surgeon, but hopefully I'm not doing anymore either. So
no, I had spinal fusion and decompression.
That's we're gonna have to have a new show. That's the next show, the back show.
I'll have to be on that too.
Welcome back with George.
How about you, Esther? Welcome to the show again. But maybe you could chat in there.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm just so happy to see Mel happy again because as her friend, it's been a real challenge to see her challenges all year. I mean, starting with DBS, which, I think the real takeaway from that is that people think that it's like a miracle cure, and it is in a lot of ways,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
it takes time.
Yes.
And we are impatient patients. And then also, like, guys, we're old.
Yeah, like
We
we
are
are.
getting old. We are all getting old. Parkinson's or
Mhm.
not. And so, like, we do need a spin-off show that's just like back pain and being, old, because it's all like overlapping and teasing it apart. And it's really, at some point, it just all becomes too intermeshed to even figure it out. But we're thankful for, what's that?
We can have Icy Hot as a sponsor.
Exactly.
Yes, which body
Brought
part
to you by
yeah.
Rollator.
Name this body part in three craft.
But yeah, so it's been a crazy year for me as well. Um I don't even I talk a lot about the fact that my memory is not that great anymore, and honestly I was going back through my pictures because I was going to do one of those cringy like year in review things that I hate, but I was like I feel obligated to do it, if nothing else, just to like jar my memory. And I was going back, and it was just like a whirlwind, I had set a goal for myself in 2025 to do more things in the real world, do more real world advocacy, all of what Mark has been doing with his work with the Parkinson's Foundation and things like that for years. And so I wanted to, actually do more stuff offline. And I did that in spades. I think it's like what Mel is saying, like when you open yourself up to receiving good things, like good things really do happen to you. And that's what I did. I just said yes to everything.
Yes.
And then again, like right around September, October, like the roof just caved in on me.
Just like
I was completely burned out. My family was super fed up with me traveling. My symptoms were the worst they'd ever been. And I had to take a step back and just like sit down with my family and really have some hard conversations about what advocacy is going to look like for me moving forward in a way that's healthy for me and my family, because that is always my number one priority. So that's what we agreed to do. It was kind of I feel like there's a lot of serendipity in my life and everyone's lives. And I was fortunate enough to finally meet George in person in Washington, D.C., which has been like a long time coming. And give him a big hug. And but from the result of the one of the results of that that DC Parkinson's policy event was that I did connect with the Michael J. Fox Foundation, and was able to do that commercial TV spot for them to pass Proposition 14 here in Texas, that's giving $3 billion to dementia research, including Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. And I do now co-run an in-person support group in my area in El Paso. And so I'm really excited to do more work in my state and in my city, which has been also kind of surprisingly hard. I don't know, like George, I feel like you can understand this. Like, I swear I could like literally call like one of the world's top neurologists right now and they would answer the phone. But to get somebody at a doctor's office in my own town to like let me leave a flyer is like almost impossible. It's so crazy. But it kind of, like re-energized me and refocused me. And I'm doing that. But so the agreement I made with my family and my husband was like, I'm not going to advocate alone anymore. If I do it, it's going to be with him and with my family. And so that's just for a lot of different, logistical reasons and stuff. Like, I don't want to have to carry my own luggage anymore and stuff like that. Mel, you're on mute, by the way. Um, And so we're going to be going back to DC again in March as a family this time. My daughter is going to advocate with me, so I'm super excited about that. I have a new podcast with Brent Maney, who is a care partner of a woman with young onset Parkinson's, a long-term care partner. So he goes by the Health Light. So I'm really excited about that. And then, of course, Mel, Chris, and I's podcast on YOPN Network. And I'm just going to be doing a lot of stuff around WPC, as I know Mark, I'm sure will speak to that as well, because he's definitely boots on the ground in Phoenix. But I will be speaking at WPC, and I haven't actually announced this publicly yet, but I am also presenting an abstract with some other people with Parkinson's that I'm really excited about. And I'm doing a lot more stuff in the research space. So I am a research advocate for the Parkinson's Foundation, in addition to being an ambassador. And that's really like my love is in the science and in the research. So I'm going to be co-authoring a few more papers that are coming out in 2026, and hopefully doing some research of my own, which I'm really excited about as well. And just encouraging everybody to, be involved in the research, because we all want the same thing, which is better treatment and a cure. And I'm nothing if not somebody that puts their money where their mouth is. So if I don't participate in research, like I can't expect to get the research that I need, to get there. So that's a lot of what I'm going to be doing in 2026. To be honest with you, I'm like not even looking at my calendar. I'm just like booking stuff. And then I don't even like look a day ahead. And I just like until I wake up in the morning, and then I just hit the ground running. And that's how I live my life, like Dory, just one day at a time. But hopefully with a little bit less burnout than last year with people by my side this time. So
Thanks for bringing us into your life and letting me be part of that special day. And I can't wait till the four of us. That's really been my final, not that I'll leave, but my final dream is to have a photo and a hug with the three of you.
And I just want to throw this out there. So the YOPN Network retreat is going to be in November in Tampa. Okay. And I really, really encourage everyone to mark it down on their calendar. It was an amazing event last year. I wish everybody could have been there. And it's not like my personal party or something. I mean, this is forever, Anna Girl's baby, and she did an amazing, amazing job. And I met so many cool people, and I'm just really, really hope that we could all get to Florida. So mark it on your calendar.
You just have to move it to South Florida. Tampa. Last
Yeah.
time I went to Tampa,
Oh, come
I
on.
passed the bar. They made me take the bar exam there. So I wanted to throw it.
70% of the way.
Thanks. I want to throw it to Mark to let us into the world of Day and Mark in the park.
Well, I appreciate that very much. But first, I just want to say, Esther, I applaud you for the changes that you've made, like in your focus on your advocacy to sustain yourself, bringing your family along and stuff. The fact that your daughter's going to advocate with you is like the dream. If your family's jumping on board like that, especially a teenage daughter, that is wonderful to hear. So that's awesome. That shows you're doing your job as an advocate, but also as a good mommy, because if you can get a teenage person to jump along, that's fantastic. And
Thank you.
I feel so disconnected. Mel, you were like one of the first people to ever welcome me into the Parkinson's community. And I feel like you and I haven't talked in like forever. And I just feel so disjointed and so disconnected. So I apologize on that. But yeah, it's been a very busy year. It's been good in so many different ways. Um, Esther, you mentioned that I've kind of backed away from some things, and it's true. My term with the Parkinson's Foundation was up as far as my work locally, so I stepped back from that. I'm still involved with PPAC, and my commitment there goes all to June, and then that will be at a termination end or term end. But I'm still actively involved with that. Um, but in my personal life, my family situation is moving forward. We're working selling the house. I'm putting a lot of stuff in OfferUp. I'm pushing furniture downstairs and trying not to hurt my back all at the same time. And so a lot of my spare time is just used with things like that. But from a Parkinson's advocacy standpoint, I am still busy, just not always on social media. And the wonderful thing about our Parkinson's community, I continue to get people pinging me like, "You okay? Don't see you much. Don't hear from you much." That kind of stuff. And I love that. I got one last night, and I just absolutely love that. But it's everything is good. I just have to shift focus for a time as far as prioritization to get through this stuff, like personal stuff, away from the camera. But I am still advocating. I'm doing more public speaking lately, and to the point about the WPC, I was driving home in September-ish, something like that, September, maybe into July, or excuse me, August. Um, and my phone rings, and I look at my phone, and it's Eli Pollard from the WPC, and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" And she said, "Remember that conversation we had in Barcelona about make the city ready stuff?" I was like, "Yeah." And she said, "Well, we need somebody to head it up here in Phoenix, and would you be the guy?" And I'm like, "Well, that's just like, yes." I couldn't trip over myself fast enough to say yes to that, because they always choose somebody with Parkinson's and a physical therapist to run the training. So I'm doing the Parkinson's bit, and then Jamie Nesbitt, who's on the Parkinson's Foundation Southwest chapter board, is doing the physical therapist part, and we're fine tuning the PowerPoint, editing it, and pretty soon we're going to start talking to law enforcement, first responders, and we will be going all the way up to the time of the WPC. In fact, even including Parky Raccoon throwing out the first pitch at a Diamondbacks game,
Mhm.
in which I asked, "Could I please be Parky that night?" And I was told, "No, you'll never fit in the costume." I'm like, "Okay, first of all, that's offensive, but second of all, okay, I get it, right?" But I am trying to schmooze my way onto the field to be by Parky's side, because that would be awesome. But anyways, so that's really cool, but that is going to take up some time. We're looking at the calendar dates, and I mean, we're talking about convention staff, restaurant staff, first responders, just airport TSA people. I mean, just so many people. It's going to be really busy, but it's going to be a great time, and I just absolutely love that. So I'm all geeked up about that. Do you have the podcast going, Mark in the Park podcast, which I'm nearing the end of season one. I'm on episode 18 now, and 12 different countries now. Yay! But that is going really, really well. But another thing that's really helped me this last year is I've met with some physical therapists, some brain therapists, some psychologists, and a life coach, and now I'm working with a kind of mental mindset coach, and those things have all helped me, because what Parkinson's really does with me is really screws with my mind quite a bit. And I know everybody can kind of, relate to that, but having some coaches help me through some of those rough spots has really been a wonderful thing. So that's about it. I mean, wait, no, wait, one more thing. It is nearing the end of December. My second grandchild is due January 11th, and we are on
Yay!
baby watch, because at this point, he could be coming anytime, and it is a he. His name's going to be Ezekiel, and just so proud. The day I got the call from my son never video calls me, and I get a video call from my son. So I'm like, what is this? And I answer, and it's my grandson Cooper wearing a shirt that says "World's Best Brother," and he says, "Guess what, Pops? I'm going to be a brother." I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome." And then he leans into the phone. He goes, "But I don't want a sister." I was like, "Okay, it's okay. You're okay with that, right?" But then later he said he didn't mind, but we do know now that he's going to have a little brother. So that in and of itself is the greatest thing in all the world. Because I got to tell you, being a grandpa to me is like the highlight of my life. It truly is. So, yay.
But
Well, thanks everyone. I love catching up. I feel even though some days we're all separate in different states and different times and places, we all always still come back together for one same purpose. And definitely all I feel together, making our voices heard, but I feel so much stronger together. I won't go through much of last year because I always look to the future. I don't know how I did so many things last year, and I don't plan any of them on purpose, but they come up want to thank Mark for letting me be on the beautiful podcast. I want to thank Melissa for us. I'll never forget the day we're playing guitar together, and even though we couldn't get it together, that's something I'll this special. And that's the meeting has just changed my life, and can't wait again to meet all four of you, three of you, including me. I'm number four. But I wanted to say. I have an announcement that I will have to cut back a little next year, so I'm just going to list some of the things that I will be doing. My first kid's book, and that might be my final book forever because it's been, not easy. But I saw when I started my journey certain topics that I feel weren't being discussed and still aren't enough. But I'm excited that it's about my daughter Brooke's journey with my mother, her grandmother. So it's nothing about me. If you're all tired of me, you'll now move and shift to my family. But it's just a cool thing because I still have trouble telling my three kids, what happened to their grandmother and why she's not with us today. I'm excited to say, even though I can't run due to back injuries and things and surgeries and three ankle surgeries, I'll be kind of walking and jogging and probably a slight scantily, what's the word, skipping maybe at the Run Disney walk with Team Fox in January. So I've always dreamt of taking a picture in a Team Fox shirt with Mickey. So I'm going to try and find him there. I'm literally driving like literally 5, 6 hours for 10 minutes and coming back. So, and then at the end of the month in January in Miami, I'll be at the Parkinson's Foundation Champion. So it's cool to be able to put these sports shirts on because my life has been sports, even though I can't do marathons, just to be able. I had to ask the time limit, so they said for 5K of an hour, thankfully. So even if I have to crawl like a zombie across, I'll get through. Now I'll be at the APDA in Palm Beach and Parkinson's Foundation walks. I'll be in DC again at the policy forum, but I'm proud to announce, at least for part of it, my wife will be joining me. So I can't wait till she gets to meet
Yay.
Esther's family. And that's not easy because we have three kids and, we couldn't bring them all, even though I would love to. And then I'm excited to be at the Palm Beach for the first time, Michael J. Fox Luncheon, World Parkinson Congress. I was joking about not doing much in case you I don't know how it got even more than the last time. Actually, this is really exciting somehow, and I hope I'm not jinxing it, but I've gotten the permission through my county. We teamed up. They're going to light the courthouse, one of the most beautiful buildings across the street in Palm Beach, blue for Parkinson's World Parkinson Day with the PD Avengers. So that was not easy. I contacted like thousands of people, and it was not the responses I hoped for. Just like Hester was mentioning. Also, I'll be giving a little speech at the county commission again for a proclamation. But one thing I didn't tell anyone, I'm still kind of scared to say, is we're going to have our first ever Together for Sharon walk. It's a big, big thing. I've always dreamt of it. I hope we even get a few people. I'll be thrilled. We'll be working with the Michael J. Fox Foundation, Team Fox, but something that I wasn't going to do on my own because it's a lot, but my police department has been something that I can't even explain. So incredibly supportive in the town of Lantana in Florida. My department and the mayor and everybody just joined in. They're going to
That's
help me put
awesome.
it together. And it's also in memory of not just my mother, but also, unfortunately, my assistant chief lost his brother at a young age just last year due to Parkinson's, and another fellow officer lost her grandfather to Parkinson's, who was like her father. So I've been able to get, again, amazing support. But this is just drove by yesterday, the side. It's small, but it's cute because it's like a little teeny circle around town hall. So it's something that I'm still having trouble picturing, but if it comes to life, if it's good, we'll have it again. If it's not, at least we try. But it's really all for the people like you all my life battling Parkinson's, and of course, your families and the communities, because everyone to me matters, and this is all going to be for everyone throughout the world. So it's not easy. I'm kind of throwing it together myself and staring at two links, just the donor link and the registration for 5 hours the other day. I think that's even harder than putting it together. But once I have it all, you'll probably get tired of seeing it, but we'll be bombarding the whole world, I hope, with it. And you don't have to be live to, donate or participate. It'll be virtual too, and it's going to be exciting. I have some a movement specialist, movement disorder specialist speaking. The mayor's going to speak, police department a representative, even I think Rock City. I mean, this is getting bigger than Rock City Boxing will be speaking, a representative, and just
Nice.
someone who does music, someone who does also Boca Ballet. So I've tried to represent a lot of people, but it's going to be hot, and I don't know. I picked June just because it's one of the hottest, that's not the hottest times in Florida, but I don't really want to, mess up other organizations' walks and things. And it's not to,
Oh yeah.
it's not to compete. I want everyone to, I'm still going to support everyone else, but, and I'm kind of scared of it. We'll see how it goes. And, that's kind of the fast forward. I'm sure there'll be some things inside there, but, that's really my kind of wrap up and just excited. I'd rather have a cure tomorrow for everyone and then not do anything, but till that day, I'll still be, spending many sleepless nights thinking of everyone and keep fighting until there's a cure. So I love you all and just grateful for your friendship time and late hour talks, even when you're probably, Mark will be up all night now. At least I know I can text him. My second grandkid's coming. So
That's so exciting.
You're
yeah,
doing a
no,
lot of stuff, George. You're always doing a lot of stuff, and I'm always
Yeah.
amazed how much you can accomplish. And I get exhausted following your schedule, so I just, it's
I
amazing.
tried to trick you, but then I looked at it, I'm like, this is not gonna, this is too long. It's more than last year, but there's it just, the struggle continues. And as Eston knows, I was going to share quickly. I don't want to start, this is not a show about plugging people and things, but it is an important, the only thing I leave everyone with next year is, everyone listening, please contact your representatives. It's sad that we have to keep saying it, but I feel that with everyone together, we can really make a difference. I've sent thousands, literally, and I could send you proof, evidence as a lawyer of letters I've sent around the country to different representatives and things, and maybe don't get a response. Some aren't really friendly, some don't seem to care. But when we all join together and send them, it makes an impact, and then they start listening. As Esther will also vouch, and you both, I'm sure, know, it's been a year now, sadly, since the national plan to end Parkinson's disease has passed, literally last December. Remember calling all of you. I remember even Allie. Everyone knows Allie Signorelli out there. We sent her love, but she somehow we spoke to each other when we found out it passed, and she was a target, and we were both crying on the phone, and we're so excited. And I was kind of sad because my mother would have been so happy to see how much it's going to bring for everyone. But then, since then, it's literally a year now, not zero. It's complete zero has happened. So instead of giving up and quitting, we have to keep fighting. We have to get everyone involved. I've spent a lot of hours, as you all know, trying to tell everyone, or ask, not tell, to jump in and just, it takes no money really. It just takes a minute to call, write, message on social media, your representatives.
Mhm.
The only way we're going to get any progress is if everybody jumps in with us as a family.
Every voice makes a difference. When
Absolutely.
I was in the hospital, I had a good half dozen people who started a conversation with me about Parkinson's and what they knew about Parkinson's. Like, hey, did you know that it's like if you live near a golf course, you're at a higher risk? Like, oh, you know that? That means that what we're saying and what we're talking about was making a difference. So
Yeah.
that was very encouraging, to me to keep talking and telling people about it. A couple of people take the podcast information. My anesthesiologist was fascinated by the DBS. He was like, that's it, just this one little button to shut it off, that's it. And then what happens? Like, what happens in your brain? I'm like, you could test it. He's like, could I? No, I shouldn't though. He's like, what's it gonna do to you? I was like, my hands will start shaking. He's like, that seems annoying. I'm like, it's not as bad as it seems. Like, he was fascinated. He was
Here,
like,
I want to push your button. You're like, oh, okay. Turn it
he
on.
was
Turn
like,
it on.
you cranberry zombie.
Although
So that's what I sang before I went into surgery. I said, well, if I'm gonna go out, I'm going out on cranberries.
Yeah, yeah.
I was wiped out when we got to DC for other reasons we won't get into here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
I
gosh,
swore,
yes.
I swore I wouldn't miss that. But to be in that building, it's like you feel like you're in a movie, but for that purpose, and to see all those people and advocates, like literally all there for one reason, and politics didn't matter. We don't care about what party. We just want to cure. It was life changing. I don't know if I can go back every year, but just being in again the building is like just like it's hard to explain. It just I was so tired though. I was like I couldn't when I got to in each meeting I couldn't tell my mother's journey anymore. So like spaced out into so I'm hoping my wife
Yeah.
will be able to do some of the
It's
talking.
exhausting. Yeah. I did it in 2020 and yeah, it's exhausting. You're just talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. You're saying the same things over and over again. But it matters. I mean, some people
Yeah.
are like apathetic and then you get interns and stuff like that. But the thing is, you have to impress the small guy to get to the big guy. Like, you're
Yeah.
not just gonna walk in there and be like, "Hey, my name is so and so, and I'm just some schmo off the street, and I have lots of important things to say to you." That's just not how politics works, and we know it.
Right.
But again, like I said, the conversations are getting out there. You know, I mean, I'm fortunate to be very close to Washington D.C. this year, so I plan on doing more in-person advocacy and stuff like that. Being that I'm immobile, partially, mostly sane individual, because anxiety did keep me grounded for quite a large part of last year too, while I sorted that out. So I think it's really amazing what everyone is doing, and we're all kind of working at different levels and different on different things, but every single piece of that, you know, comes together as part of the puzzle. And particularly in today's worldview, patients are quickly becoming numbers, and it's very important to get our faces out there and talk about, you know, just to show people that, like, we're not just numbers. These are people that are affecting us. Like, yeah, there's 10 million people, but if you don't look any of those 10 million people in the face, like, it really isn't relevant.
Right. Right.
But when you go on and on, like, I told every person that I was in the hospital that I had Parkinson's, because I was just like, I'm not even playing around. I have Parkinson's. No, I can't do that because I have Parkinson's. Because you have to, like, you know, you can't take my medicine because you don't have my medicine. I can't take your medicine. Your medicine is not the same medicine as mine. Like, we could sit down and have a conversation, and you could roll your eyes, or you could call my doctor.
You know,
After
you
a
talk
while,
about
like,
the. I'm sorry.
it's okay.
You talk about the word getting out there, and I have a post getting ready to release today. More and more people, more and more non-Parkies are sending me stuff. A good friend of mine sent me an article about how Parkinson's may not be in the genetics, maybe it's in the
Yes.
environment. And I'm like, thank you, because you start to see the mentality change
Yeah.
and the word get out there about how what 15% ish is genetic, the rest is we feel environmental. And you know, when you look at Dr. Dorsey and Oken's book about, you know, just that whole push, that's a that's the word that we need to get out there, and we need to push for the banning of, you know, these pesticides or herbicides, and you know the different things. Another I went over and had dinner with a couple, married couple, the other night. They live in a golf course community, and
Mhm.
the husband's dad has Parkinson's. And so I got over there and we were talking, and he goes, well, then we just move into this golf course community and find out that this might put us at higher risk of Parkinson's. I'm like, wow. So, I mean, the word is getting out there
Late.
that, you know, about these types of things, but it
Yeah.
does take a constant, you know, beating of the drum. And that's where, you know, not just the four faces here, but the Parkinson's community as a whole, as everybody's kind of mobilizing to get the word
Mhm.
out there. I think it's just fantastic to see so many people getting involved with that. So it's wonderful.
Yeah. The
Unfortunately,
ripple effect is
I'm in
amazing.
South Florida, and there's a golf course on every single block.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then I can understand. We can get into the legal aspects. Of course, it's, you know, sadly, I teach courses on it, but we have to stop valuing money over life. And that's what, in my opinion, a lot of that is about. The money,
Agree.
economics with the golf courses brings money, brings
Mhm.
you know, tourism, and they don't even think for a second about the things in the water, the environment. And I mean, I used to live in a beautiful area in Boca Raton, Florida, where everyone jokes, you know, go to retire. We used to have beautiful like land and like environment and grass and animals, and they're all wiped out now. And there's just a building on top of business, and the business, it almost looks like it's becoming like New York City, except their law is not to go higher. But there's nothing like any room anymore. Land, it takes me an hour to get down 3 blocks to go run to the bank or the prescription. It's sort of
Yeah.
horrifying. And we want to get out of here. I don't know when, but maybe when the kids are out,
Mhm.
you know, we're not staying here at all. We'll stay. And I always said maybe we'll live near Disney and probably get tired of it fast, but I love going there to, you forget the world for a minute. But you know, maybe we could go around the room as we wrap up for this year, and I hope everyone enjoyed our time together. I think if we could do this at least, you know, every holiday, every month, time a year, just take a recap of your year and see what the future will bring. Every December for me is like a best New Year's gift I can ever get from all of you, and hopefully everyone out there, you know, will enjoy this, share it, and look forward to it. But also support everyone out there year long, because, you know, we'll support you right back. Maybe we could go around the room and kind of, you know, if you have one thing I didn't ask, or one thing you didn't get to say, or even leaving everyone out there in the community worldwide with a message, what would that be? It's a tough one. I stopped.
That's a deep question.
You know, I do my research.
Challenge.
Esther?
I mean, honestly, like, just keep talking. You know, because we're gaining headway, and the conversation is important. And I've said before that Parkinson's is a very ugly disease, and nobody wants to look it in the face. So you have to put it there, and you have to put it there in a way that makes it palatable to people. One of the main things that makes it palatable to people, and one of the reasons I feel like the conversation is increasing now, is because it has that sensationalism that we have been conditioned to look for in our news and information. And like, who doesn't like live near a golf course? You know, I went to school down the street from a golf course, across the street from a dry cleaner, in an area with a Superfund site. Like, there was 3 in just in the county alone. So there's nobody out there that just doesn't affect, and the sensationalism of it is fascinating. That's what I'm hearing. And if that's how it goes, and that's how we get attention, and that's how, like, we get people to say, like, I don't want this, because you don't want this. Like, you really don't. Like, we're all sitting here smiling, but, like, let's be honest, it sucks.
Mhm.
We just have to take that suck and use it for something else. But it's just, I say it over and over again, one voice makes a difference. Like, even if you're talking to the person who's bagging your groceries, they're just as important as anybody else, because they're going to go home and say, I had the most interesting conversation today. And then that's how it makes a difference. It's really that grassroots.
Thanks. Anyone else?
Well, along the same lines, Mel, the impetus of my podcast is giving a voice for people to talk. Everybody's voice is important. And going back to the Parkinson's looks like me. What does Parkinson's look like? It looks like so many different people, right? And I actually did an episode on telling your story, because we tell people, go out there and tell your story. Well, how do you do that? There's some people that have no idea what that means. You know, they're
Not that easy.
yeah, and so we had a great, as Tracy, Snarky Mommy, and I were talking about this, just about how you have one conversation like an elevator speech, but then if you're going to stand in front of somebody from like a lawmaker, you would have a different speech, right? And just kind of talking about that, but giving everybody a voice, letting everybody share that voice is just something that we really, really have to do. And I'm not going to be quiet until, the day I croak over. I'll have a voice as long as I have a voice. But by the way, I'm going through speech therapy now, because at the conference I was speaking to in Las Vegas, one of the speech therapists walks up to me and goes, Mark, your voice is changing. Yeah, it is. What are you doing about it? Nothing. Why? Because you scare me, because I don't want to go to therapy. Right? So I'm going through that, right? But having a voice is so important, and we have platforms, and it's just every voice matters, because again, we talk about the snowflake condition. Everybody's story is so important to paint that collage that brings it all together. So,
Yeah.
but I'm so thankful for everybody on this call. You guys are absolutely wonderful. Esther, thank you for the plug on the YOPN retreat. I heard nothing but wonderful things about that from everybody that went to that, and here it was in my home state. But unfortunately it was busy. But that's it's definitely something I'll have to check out. So for me, I guess the one thing, George, getting back to your point, telling our story is something that I'm focusing on this next year, trying to give other people the opportunity to tell their stories, and just living my life remembering one thing, that it's not the destination, it's the journey that matters. And I'm on a journey, and I'm going to enjoy it as much as I can until the day that I croak.
Thanks, Mark. Your voice is even sexier than ever.
very, very Darth Vader.
I mean,
Dun, 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 dun.
Esther?
Well, going back to, Dr. Dorsey and Oken and the Parkinson's Plan book, they said something in there about what we're doing is building a movement. And I'm here for the movement, but I have decided that 2026, I'm going in feistier than before, because we don't have time to waste. And we have come together, as George said before, to get things done. And I'm all about doing anything and everything that I can to make sure things get done. To pull in what Mel said, one person can make a difference. We've seen that demonstrated over and over. But always and forever, I go back to what George himself says, which is, we're here till there's a cure. And that's just the way that it goes. So I will be weirder, feistier, angrier. I will be everywhere. I will not sleep until we get better treatment and a cure.
He stays alive because I don't have that kind of energy level. I'll keep all my bones intact today. Make sure that like nothing pierces my skull or anything else. So that's what I'm gonna do.
So you stretch the weird envelope, but you're going to be even weirder. Okay, got it. That's
Weird is good. There's no such thing as normal. Like there is no normal.
Oh, absolutely.
A plus is weird.
As we wrap up, my biggest thing to leave everyone is really just the word why. Some people ask, why do I even do this? Because I don't have Parkinson's today. Can't unfortunately bring my mother back. And, so why I stay up many nights? Well, again, not to get too emotional, but the three of you and everybody listening who's battling this disease are my why. And I don't want anyone to go through what my mother did, or our family, or anyone future, or their kids and my kids. I mean, I had a DAT scan. They said I don't have Parkinson's as of this minute. And then I turned around, they said, but you can get it tomorrow. So that was a kind of waste. But also the most important thing, even beyond how much I love everyone, is you all inspire me so much. Like, it's just incredible. I have had I said I have one podcast and that's it a month. It's 350 in just 2 or 3 months. And some of the world leading renowned scientists, like honestly, some of the people out of the US have been such an incredible family. Like, I never dreamt I'd be calling people from Australia, my brothers and sisters, in this fight. And, but it's like, I go to social media. Some days I say, you know what? I've already met everyone. Probably, I've interviewed like maybe 4,000 people, like written to, and I'm like, maybe it's time to cut back or stop. And then I like look, and somehow there's a new another person. Like,
I don't believe you. You're not cutting back.
no, well, then that's my point, is that then there's another person who I never even knew existed. Just a gentleman named Christian who's running. He just broke the Guinness Book of World Records because he has a loved one with Parkinson's, his grandfather. That he went and ran 7 continents. Like, it's like in 7 days or something. Like, what the? I can't even get to the bathroom with the refrigerator. So my point is, like, even when you think you have seen everything and met everyone, there's so many more still out there. And the only journey that breaks my heart today is the one that I'm not aware of. So if you're listening to this and we don't know you, let's all join together and lift everybody's journey up, because I think no matter how different everyone's journey is, we're all in this again for the same purpose, to find a cure, and that's it. So I'm really grateful for both the three of your time today and the many hours we're not on camera together. I mean, if you three are my family, even if you don't want to be some days, but
you make it sound easy, but like you're the most tenacious individual. Like, like I don't have that kind of tenacity, but like, I always say, like, have the audacity for tenacity, and that's what you need. Like, you have to just, he just keeps asking and asking and asking until like he wears them down, like from sheer exhaustion. And they're like, okay, fine, we'll do the thing.
And the reason
I'm sorry, but I actually use that same word, Mel. I actually used that same word, Mel, to describe George recently.
Yeah.
I was like tenacious. I said, think bulldog, but in a human form. Like the bulldog that latches on and will not let go. That's George. He's tenacious. He's not going to give up. He's going to get it done. And George, that's a compliment to you. Don't the reference to the bulldog, I don't know, but you get stuff done, and you've got that drive to push through that most of us don't. I don't have it. So yeah.
But either drive or lack of impulse control, we've either got one or the other. So
like the line, like, it's hard to explain, but like when I discovered, I think Melissa having technical difficulties with the sound, but anyway, like, so let's take all three of you. When I first met you, you inspire me each, differently, but in a huge way. And I kind of feel selfish in a way if I don't share your journeys with the world. And that's what makes me want to push forward. And if I see someone running around the world, or four gentlemen rowing a little teeny boat around the world, raising millions of dollars, or just down to someone who's just battling at home and isn't vocal, those are the people to me and all of you that I feel the world should know about. And I don't want someone's voice to kind of be shut or lost. My mother didn't know what social media was. She didn't like typing on computers. She did stay home and didn't want to leave the house, and she's ashamed. And I always said, like, if I met people out there battling, if they're quiet, shy, and all that, why not help give them a voice? And of course, there's a line, like, I don't want to bother anyone either, but it does break my heart when someone like one of you are out there and you could, you do so much, and like, I want everyone to know it. So sometimes it's not easy in your battle, but I do give up. One thing I will learn next year is that I'll ask someone once and not again, which is kind of sad, but I don't, again, it's like some people definitely do deserve to be private, and that's no problem. But when I do see them on 50 million shows and out there,
That's
like, come
different.
on, why not help, join? The shows are, by the way, Mark, you said you'll stop advocating. I don't think you ever can, because the show you did with me and my wife, that lives on forever. And if you all notice, I don't have a show and just share it once and say sayonara. You'll see yourself. I don't tag people the second time because it's complicated, but I mean, Esther and Melissa and Mark and I ran your show like at least 4 times this year. I'm going to do it again 10 more times next. So, you never know if it's a special day, holiday, or just some special moment, or I wake up one day and think of someone out there, then why not share it again and again and again? So, like I said, I'll be fighting. And I always say at the end of my shows, till there's a cure at everybody's doorsteps around the world, we still have work to do. And until that day that the cure comes, I still have work to do, and we'll still have 5 million more shows, I guess, to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know I'm slowing down, and to Esther's point about we're all getting older,
Mm.
I was on a Teams call at work this year, and my salt and pepper beard has become mostly salt. And somebody was like commenting about, geez, you're getting gray, Mark. I was like, thanks. I mean, what do you say that? She goes, oh, you remind me of somebody. Hold on. So I was like, okay, she's going to bring up a picture of, like, the most interesting man in the world or something, some like a distinguished gentleman, right? She posts a picture of the Gordon's fisherman in the chat. And I'm like, great, great. That's me. I'm the Gordon's fisherman, the white bearded guy, right? But it was funny because people were like, your beard has gotten more gray like in the last 8 months. I'm like, you know what? Life can do that. And I am slowing down in those things, but to your point, not going to stop. I'll keep chugging while I can. So, oh,
Listen,
look at you. Speaking of gray beards, there you go. Santa George.
If nobody else has anything else, we're gonna wrap this up. Last year I had full gear. This year I didn't, but I don't just have anything else to say. I know everybody.
this year.
I love you, George.
I know we can keep this show going forever, but I want to wish each and every one of you listening, and also my co-hosts, a beautiful every holiday, no matter what you're celebrating in your family. We love you all. We care about you. We support you, and you're never alone. You can just reach out to any of us online. We'll tag our names so you can reach out. And literally, you'll always find one of the four of us available, and we all do respond, which is one thing I still admire. No matter how many travels us is doing around the world, no matter how many surgeries me and Melissa have, and no matter how many gray hairs Mark is not proud of, we always are there, and we don't give up. And yep.
I just keep getting shorter though, so you're gonna get me like, I've already lost like 2 inches now. Like I was 5'4", and then last year was 5'3". Now I'm 5'2". So like you got to get me quick because I'm gonna be real tiny soon if they
Yeah,
do
the
that.
WPC will bring a step ladder for the curb. It's okay.
Right? Like how am I gonna, like
I'm telling
are they
you,
gonna let me in? Do I have to eat macaroni and cheese from the kids menu? What's
I'll
happening?
carry you on my back. Okay, we'll get you in there. Don't worry.
I'm like 100 pounds now, so like
yeah,
There you
we
go.
already have a whole plan that I'm gonna forget about the picture we take, but that picture is gonna hang in my office, and I'm taking a picture.
I'll be down the mountain going, hey guys, I came in.
Well, I know everyone agrees with me, but we again wish everybody out there happy, healthy holiday, beautiful New Year, and
Yeah.
like my favorite, one of my growing up in New York, Brooklyn, is Frank Sinatra, and the best is yet to come. And to be able to be alongside the three of you and continue to do this and still be welcome after so many, things we've done so much, so we've come so far. feel like some days there's not much more, but then you can see there's a lot more to go. So I just want to thank all three of you and everyone listening too. I don't know if anyone else wanted to send any love to everyone, and then we're going to wrap up.
I love everyone.
Thanks.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Absolutely. Happy holidays and much love to y'all.
Yes, I found out I'm 0.2% Jewish, so I celebrated Hanukkah this year.
I'm a bad Jew. I'm wearing a Santa hat. I'm Jewish.
Tonight,
So
tonight is Yalda, so Mubarak Yalda, everyone.
it's longest night of the year.
And by the way, my house is, we've had so many, like my wife's tired of Christmas music. She's tired of Christmas movies, but I have two TVs in the room and we put every second is either another Fred Claus, Elf, Home Alone 1, 2, 3, 4, and I didn't even know they have a 5 without the Claus. But if anyone wants to have a trivia movie Christmas one someday, that's the next show, I guess. But on that note, I want to thank everyone again. We do love you. Wish you a happy and healthy New Year. I can't wait to see everyone and what's to come in 2026. It's so weird to say 26, but
Right?
this has been another episode of Unscripted, where we bring people with Parkinson's, my family, together with me, caregivers, and together for Parkinson's awareness. And I want to thank you again, Melissa. Do you want to tell them where they can reach you?
Instagram at Miss M Live or TikTok also at Miss M Live because I changed it, so it's the same.
I couldn't even find
Melissa Marie Livingston on Facebook.
Thanks. How about you, Esther?
I am at Shaking in My Boots 1 on Facebook and Instagram, Shaking in My Boots Esther, Parkinson's Journey on YouTube, just Esther on TikTok. And I have now a Substack that I'd like to throw out there, which I kind of am enjoying writing instead of always videoing myself. And then you can find me on LinkedIn under Esther Labib Kirash. Just me.
And then throw it to Mark. How does everyone reach you? And definitely pick up a copy of the podcast and share that too around the world.
Well, thanks, George. The podcast is Mark in the Park Podcast. You can find it on Spotify, Apple, all that stuff. And also on YouTube, just look up Mark in the Park Podcast. Social media, it's Mark in the Park 21. And the website is markinthepark21.com.
Thanks. And everyone knows me, hopefully by now, but you can find me at
Yeah, you're Santa Claus.
Yeah.
the Jewish Santa Claus.
Yeah, dreidel.
You can find me at togetherforsharing.com, but you don't have to find me, just find every one of you out there, and remember, you're never alone. So thanks, everyone. We love you, and who knows what I'll dress like. I'm maybe an elf next year. So more to come, and again, just can't say enough how grateful I am for the three of you and this whole community. We love you, and as I say, even though some of us, there's a special thing called a break. I don't think I'll have a break because Parkinson doesn't take a break, so I won't until I know for sure that the three of you, everyone out there, doesn't have to battle this anymore. We love you, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.